Guess who joins us right now on the phone from Pittsburgh? None other than the man himself, Rich Eisen. Where exactly do we find you right now, Rich?
I am inside the Steelers facility. Practice is going on just across the way. I am in a conference room just down the hall from the display of 6 Lombardi trophies. And I walk past it with the rest of the group because, I'm here doing the game with the Game Day Morning Gang and Mooch and Kurt and Irv. And we walk past it, and I'm like, I look at Mariucci. I'm like, not many places you can walk into, and there's 6 of these. Pause, and Irv goes, I have 5. Not 6, but I have 5. How about 5? Like, okay. Okay. But it was just a funny moment. Just we're standing right there. So that's where I'm at right now here in Pittsburgh.
So you arrive in Pittsburgh, and one of the things that always greets you in that airport is kind of between the 2 sets of escalators as you're heading down to baggage claim is the Franco Harris statue.
Yes.
You had known for quite some time you were going to be doing this game between the Raiders and the Steelers, the 50th anniversary of the Immaculate Reception. What we did not know, of course, was that Franco Harris was going to pass away just days before that game. What type of a memorial, if any, did you see around that statue, and what's just the mood at a just a very strange and sort of sad moment in Steelers history?
Yeah, I arrived shortly after midnight last night. I left after the show yesterday, and it's my first time in the new Pittsburgh airport where I'd never taken a tram in from my gate. So I was wondering where the Franco Harris statue was. And normally where it is at the top of the escalators going down a baggage claim, as you mentioned, and it's now new and bigger and more modern, but there it was. And it was on its own with some, I guess, not ropes around it, but just it was set off to the side by itself in front of a Christmas tree, and people were lining up at midnight to take photographs with it and lay wreaths, flowers, a terrible towel on it. I took a photograph of it last night. The person who followed me on that line was somebody who took a yellow Steelers wristband, a plastic wristband off, like one of those, I guess, for the lack of a better phrase, like fill in the blank strong type of plastic wristbands that people put around their wrists. Somebody took that off and laid it on the football as the part of the statue. And the person who was in front of me, she was crying, like bawling, and hugged Franco Harris's statue as she was taking a picture. I mean, this is a mourning period in this town, and I saw it within 2 minutes of arriving. And now I'm here at the Steelers facility, and people are really dazed around here because it was completely shocking, unexpected. I just heard that Cam Hayward had Franco on his podcast the night before, and he's wondering about whether he should release the interview. And if I see him later, he's a friend of the program, I'd like to say, and I'll tell him absolutely he should. And one of the lines that's in there apparently is Franco said that part of the celebration that he's really excited about is the fact that he's actually here to celebrate it. Mm-hmm. And it just hits you in the gut when you hear that. It just absolutely hits you in the gut when you hear that. And, I hope I'm not telling any tales out of school here, because it is up to Cam Hayward to put it out there. I hope he does. And I will tell him that personally. And it's just mind-blowing that Franco passes as he's about to be honored and have his jersey retired. And right now the plans are to go through with the jersey retirement ceremony at halftime. And really what the Steelers have just told me is they're acceding to the wishes of Franco's family as to how they want to proceed. But Saturday night's going to be very emotional. It's going to be, as I said, to the guys yesterday. The stadium will turn into a cathedral, but there will be a celebration of his life. And for fans here, hopefully a celebration of the Steelers beating the Raiders the day after the 50th actual anniversary of the Immaculate Reception.
And Franco Harris, correct me if I'm wrong here, Rich, but he was around quite a bit. I think a lot of the players, especially the veterans, the Cam Haywards of the world, had relationships with him. And again, this was building toward this. It's a national TV game on NFL Network, and it is a celebration of the 50th anniversary of the most iconic play in NFL history. I'm very curious to see how players and staff, to say nothing of, I know yesterday, Rich, I was told Art Rooney was really, needed some time to process, because I was asking various people, what's going to happen with regard to the celebrations. And it was Mr. Rooney needs time, to really think through this. Even setting that aside, just how the players are going to react and what this is going to do emotionally. I'll be interested to see, because this was not just some guy that people saw a photo of him on the wall. This was a real life person who they knew.
There's no question. I mean, he is the guy that's been around this team, and the players love and adore him. And the number of people, again, who called the show yesterday, or, I was chit-chatting with on the flight to Pittsburgh. And I'm sure people who I'm going to see around town over the next 2-3 days, everyone's got a story. Everyone's got a story about what Franco meant to them, or what Franco did for them, or what Franco was doing. Apparently this week he was spending a lot of time getting ready for this weekend and doing stuff for others getting ready for this weekend. And he's just one of the sweetest souls and gentlest souls that anybody in the NFL can meet. And it just is, as we're preparing for this game, the number of times we've all watched the actual play of the Immaculate Reception. And we had Terry on the show yesterday telling his version of events, or his point of view of the events, flat on his back after he released the football. It is just amazing that it happened. It's truly wild that it happened, and how it changed the fortune of this town and the fortunes of this franchise and the people who were involved in the play, and how the Steelers made the playoffs only once since their genesis of 1933 until that moment, and how it's the first touchdown in the history of the Steelers postseason, and it's Bradshaw and Franco Harris's first postseason touchdown. It really is just an amazing story that now has the, final chapter involving the man who caught the ball and is so famous for it, passing away 2 days before the 50th anniversary of it. It really is mind-blowing. And so a lot of people around here, Tom, are numb, but they're going to have to play a game. And then when they play the game, we're all going to be numb, because it's apparently going to be -7 prediction for it. So it's going to be a memorable night, to say the least.